We tried to have a bonfire last night, but our bonfire didn't light. We even used a flamethrower with diesel fuel, and we couldn't get that stuff to light. Crazy. Hey, good morning, guys. It's a cold start to the morning, but it's going to be a beautiful day. So this question has been coming up a lot on the channel. Why did you get rid of your Jeep Gladiator? So I thought I would answer that question. First of all, I want to say it had nothing to do with me not liking the Gladiator. The Gladiator is an awesome truck. You guys know I've sort of been an apologist for the Jeep Gladiator. There's so many people who still don't understand what the Jeep Gladiator really is. You know, from the rear of the cab to the rear bumper, I couldn't find one part that interchanged with a JL Wrangler. It was a completely different vehicle. So you can't really say it's just a Wrangler with a bed on it. They really did a lot of work engineering that thing to be a truck, and everybody knows that I always stood up for it as a truck. And I love the Jeep Gladiator, I really do. It's awesome. And there's some things that I'm gonna miss about it, I'm sure, especially when we get into summertime and I wanna take the top off, right? So I love the Jeep Gladiator, and me not liking it had nothing to do with me getting rid of it. So here's what happened. The Jeep, as you guys know, was a lease. So I never really was planning to keep it forever. I always lease my vehicles. And basically, there was three things that came up, okay? So first of all, we have a family of 5, and we made the Jeep Wrangler JL work. You guys saw that video where we took it on a road trip and we went down to the land between the lakes. We went four-wheeling and camping. We made it work, and we were gonna make the Gladiator work also. You know, there's 5 seat belts in there. We could have made it work. But our kids are getting older. A couple of them are already graduated from high school. One of them is getting ready to be a teenager this summer. And obviously that means they're getting bigger. And the Gladiator and the Wrangler are just kind of tight inside. I mean, the JK was never a big vehicle. And for some reason, the geniuses at FCA decided that it was too big. So when they designed the JL, they made it smaller. They shaved almost 2 inches out of the hip and shoulder room, and they made the overall cubic feet of passenger volume smaller in the JL, which means that translated to the JT. So the last time we went out camping and everything, my youngest son, who sat in the middle of the back seat, he said that when we got there, his legs were numb. You know, he was just, they're cramped up in there like sardines. So life happens, you got a family, you need more space and more comfort, and I just decided it was time to move on a little bit earlier than planned. So that was the first thing. Second thing is the EcoDiesel engine. Okay, so the 3rd generation of the EcoDiesel's out. You guys probably saw the video I did last summer. A lot of people construed that as a negativity toward the EcoDiesel. I didn't mean it to be, you know, I didn't mean to say I'm never, ever, ever gonna have one of those engines and you shouldn't either. That's not what I meant to say. That video was supposed to just be sort of a cautionary thing. You know, look, if you're buying it because you think you're gonna save money, you're going to be disappointed because you're not going to save money. That's what the point of that video was. But still, the fact is I love diesel engines. You know, my dad is a heavy equipment mechanic, has been doing that for over 40 years. From the time I was in diapers, I grew up around shops, around diesel engines, you know, heavy equipment and stuff. So I love diesel engines, I really do. I even had a couple of Jeeps with factory diesels back. Remember the 05 and 06 Jeep Liberty that had the little diesels in them? Had a couple of those. So I love diesel engines, and you know, this Gen 3 EcoDiesel kind of intrigued me, you know, and I thought, you know, I might give that a whirl. That might actually be a good thing for me since I pull this trailer and we go on long trips camping sometimes. Heck, the diesel might be exactly what I need, right? So you can get that EcoDiesel in the Wrangler. It's going to be in the Gladiator later this year, or you can get it in the Ram 1500. Here's the thing that I found when I did some research. The Jeep Gladiator Rubicon in current form with a Pentastar V6 weighs about 5,100 pounds, right? With the EcoDiesel, it's going to add 300 or 400 more pounds. So the Gladiator Rubicon EcoDiesel is probably going to have a curb weight somewhere around 5,400 pounds. Okay, it's a pretty heavy truck. This Ram 1500 right here, crew cab, 4-wheel drive, lots of options. I took it across the scales, 5,400 pounds. Seriously. So this truck and the Gladiator have the same curb weight, okay? The payload is very similar on them also. But if you get the Ram version, you get almost 40 pounds-feet of torque extra, okay? So the Jeep tune that they've got on those Jeep versions of the EcoDiesel gives you 442. This is 480. you get quite a bit more torque. You can still get a 392 axle ratio in these trucks, which I did. So basically what I'm saying is your curb weight, your transmission ratios, your axle ratios, all of that stuff is pretty much identical, but you can get a lot more torque in the Ram version, okay? So what that means is this truck, in theory, should perform better, it should be more fun, and it should actually pull the trailer even better. So in addition to the extra space for the family and the extra room and comfort inside, when I decided to try the EcoDiesel, this gives me more performance and more capability also. And that brings me to my third point, which is price, cost, overall cost, okay? Believe it or not, when I went from a Gladiator to this Ram, my insurance went down $550 a year, seriously. So I'm saving, what, 45 bucks a month just on insurance. Also, the fuel costs went down, way down because of the EcoDiesel, but that would have been, same difference either way. So I'm saving money on fuel compared to the Gladiator I had. I'm saving a lot of money on insurance, and they had $16,000 off the sticker price on these trucks in the month of February, which meant that I was able to turn my Gladiator lease in early and eat up any negative equity that I did have, and then still come out ahead, okay? So basically I'm saving money each month to have a bigger, roomier, more capable truck. So it's kind of hard to argue with that. So am I gonna miss the Jeep Gladiator? Yeah, like I said, there's a couple of things I'll miss about it, but overall, I think I'm really gonna love this truck for a while. I mean, this is gonna be a lot better for us when we take our family camping trips, when we go out and play in the mud and go off-road and hit the trails and take trips and things in it, It's just it's gonna work out better for us. And the Ram is actually a really cool truck. There's a lot of features of this EcoDiesel platform that I can't wait to show you guys, because I mean, it's really cool what they did with this platform. I mean, a lot of the issues they had with the previous generation, I think, have been addressed, and the power and the torque that we're going to be able to get from this as soon as the tuning companies catch up, like Green Diesel Engineering, for example. I know they're going to be working on a really great legal tune for these trucks. Once we get some tuning and some parts for them, man, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see what kind of mileage and power we can get out of this platform. So it's going to be a cool addition to the channel. It's going to work out better for the family. And the bottom line is sometimes you just move on, But no, I certainly didn't dislike the Jeep. And if you have any questions about the Gladiator, if you subscribe to the channel because of the Gladiator and you have questions about it, you can still ask me questions about it, And by the way, if you want a really nice used Jeep Gladiator, send me a direct message, because I can tell you where it's at. All right. But that's basically what's going on there, guys. So again, all of you who said, well, I subscribed to the channel because of the Jeep, so I'm gone. Don't know why you had to announce that, but I understand. No problem. I think I'm going to pick up some more subscribers because they want to see this EcoDiesel, so it washes out, But I do appreciate all of you who've left positive comments on the videos. I tried to just, I'm not really good at editing, and I don't have the awesome camera equipment that some YouTubers do, but I tried to do some things with the Gladiator that were helpful maybe for people who are shopping those trucks or want to put some, modifications or parts on them that lots of guys want to do, I thought I would just try and be helpful, and that's kind of what I'm planning to do with this, and with the Arctic Cat Wildcat XX that we're going to be hauling in it. I'm going to try to do some videos that are helpful. So thanks again for the positive comments. I really appreciate it. But for now, it's going to be a beautiful day, and I've got a lot of work to do around the property. So time to get to it. I appreciate it, guys. Talk to you later. Oh, and another awesome thing about this truck, and I know it's early. I don't even have 1,000 miles on it yet. But another really awesome thing about this truck is that it starts right up even when it's cold. Like, the temperature was down in the 20s this morning, and it just starts right up. The glow plugs don't even take much time at all to get this thing heated right up. Listen to that diesel clatter. I love it. That's crazy, but I love the sound of a diesel engine. So I'm gonna get this hitched the rest of the way up, get my safety chains on and everything, and we're gonna go to town and get some fuel. And might even take the ATV out and play a little bit today, since it's going to be nice this afternoon. Let my son kind of play around some. But I took some measurements, and here's another thing I like about this truck is that versus the Gladiator, this truck has a 7-inch longer bed on it. Even though this is the shortest box you can get on the Ram, it's still 7 inches longer. Did I say shorter a minute ago? Anyhow, it's 7 inches longer than the Gladiator bed. So I can put my son's little Honda 250 in the back and close the tailgate, which is awesome because then I have all the room in the trailer for the camping gear and the Wildcat. So that's going to work out perfectly. Another thing I like about this truck. So let's go on up the hill here, then I'll get the trailer hitched the rest of the way up, and we'll go to town and get some fuel. All right, guys, talk to you later. Have a good one. Man, I could listen to that all day long.